Hey guys, welcome back again to Rebuild Reality. As always, it's always good to see you guys here again. And today we have an important video. And you know me, I don't just come on here and spout those things off with every video. So you know if I say it, then this is definitely one that you're going to want to stick around for, because this is master level stuff. This is about how to, in the moment, flip your reality to your advantage. So one of the subscribers of this channel left a comment and we had a little conversation. And this is actually in my last video that I did before this one, which if you want to, you can go ahead and go and take a look at it. But basically, they said that they had their own place where they do auto body repair. So they had been working on one of their customers' cars and had completed it, and we're just going to wash it, just do a jet wash on it, before obviously giving it back to the customer. And when he went to go and jet wash it, well, the jet wash didn't work. So he went around the corner or back inside to basically see what was going on. He's like, I don't know, is the fuse gone or what's going on with it? So as he was taking a look at it, he heard a big crash, a loud bang. And he went back out to look at the car, and it had actually rolled down the incline and had smashed into another car. And he said the first thing that happened was he immediately began to panic. Like, oh my God, because the mind's saying, right? Oh my God, this is a disaster, right? This is like a worst case scenario kind of thing. And in that moment, he caught it and he said, no. Because your reality is presenting, your mind is presenting, this thing happened. And in that moment, you get the opportunity to agree or disagree. Whereas most people are going to agree, like, oh my God, you're right. And they're going to completely freak out that it totally destroyed the car, there was major damage and stuff. And then if he had gone with that, that would have been his reality. But instead, once he realized in that moment what was happening, he was like, no. He caught himself and he's like, nope, there's going to be minimal damage and it's going to be easy to repair. There's going to be minimal damage and it's going to be easy to repair. And he said that he kept telling himself that until the panic, basically like went down, started to recede and stuff. So he went and I think he told like somebody else, and he said that they had gone to like look at it and they were like, this is kind of borderline fixable. From the looks of it, it's just like, maybe we're going to be able to fix it. Maybe not. It's totally borderline. So he went right away and he went to his client and said, look, there's a situation with your car, and the guy's like, look, I totally trust you because I know that you're going to take care of this. So he went ahead, and instead of going to look at the car, he's like, nope, I'm just going to take this time. And he went out to lunch with his family. And then when he got back, then he took a look at the car and took it apart and found out that instead of major damage to the car, there was minimal damage that was easy to fix. Not only that, but he found out that one of his friends had the exact same car that had had the engine blown on it. And they said, oh yeah, you can just take the parts that you need off of that car. You could have them. So in that moment, when in reality, your mind presents a scenario to you, you have the opportunity to agree with that story, to agree with that scenario that is just about to unfold, or you can say no. So think of it like this, where if you're sitting next to a fireplace and you've got there's sparks coming out and stuff, and one of them lands, and I've used this analogy before, but it's exactly the same thing. So one of the sparks comes and it lands on your sweater. And in that moment, you brush it off. Well, when you do that right away, it doesn't have a chance to burn a hole in the fabric of your reality. It doesn't have a chance to take root and grow. But if you leave it, then the damage is going to be a lot harder to repair. Which is why, if you do it in the moment it happens, or reality presents that story to you, your mind presents that story to you, and you're like, nope, not in my world, no. I see that this thing has happened. I'm not going to claim it. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, oh my God, my life is over, or this is going to be horrible and terrible, to repair, and it's going to be like a really bad thing. No, this is going to be easy. This isn't going to be an issue. Even if, like, say, someone's screaming in your face, your SP is screaming in your face, I never want to see you again, I can't stand you, whatever. It's like, that's not me. This is happening to the character that I've been playing. But me? No. I am what lies behind the character, because the true me isn't any of this. Isn't this. The true me, that's not happening to me. That is happening. That's a story out there. You don't claim it. Or you're like, nope, this is the way it's going to go. This is the way it's going to go. They're screaming in my face, saying they don't want to see me again because they got scared. Something happened and they just got scared, and they're just insecure, but it's okay. They're going to realize that they really do love me, that we're meant to be together, and they just kind of flip for a moment, but it's not a problem. It's okay, because I know that they're going to come to their senses. Everything's going to be just fine. So even though it's happening in your reality, you're like, no, I'm writing the story. I'm not letting my mind tell me. I'm not letting 3D tell me what my life is going to be, who I'm going to be, and what's going to happen to me. I am now taking control. We have a shift in power that goes on when you do this. And this is what we're really talking about, where you are pulling back and not just being sucked into what your mind says, because your mind is going to tell you all kinds of things. And the moment you agree with it, that is going to begin to, play out that whole storyline, because you just agreed with it. Which is why I always talk about questioning your mind. When your mind says something to you, do I want to accept that, or do I want to reject it? Oh, you know that you can't eat that? Really? Well, maybe my character can't eat that, but I can, because that's not me. I am now identifying either as my true self, the I am, or I am as identifying now as someone who doesn't have those problems. And I understand, when you're in 3D and you got to do, what you got to do, if you're experiencing something and you need to take your medication while at the same time you're like, that's not happening to me. And I understand that those things are still going on and you're still addressing those things on that level. But there's a part of you that's like, I see that it's happening, but I'm not going to claim that. I'm watching it happen, but that's it. I'm just watching it. Like I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a TV. I'm taking a step back. And I'm like, nope. That's not who I am. That's not going to be my outcome. It's not going to be my end. It's not going to be my story, because this is who I am. And I get a say, because in all of this, you get to choose. If there's the one thing that you get to do, you get to choose what's going to take place. You get to choose the final outcome of all this. So when our viewer did that, that showed that you have that kind of power, right? And when you get to that level, you're like, when you see it happen, you're like, wow, I just flipped that thing. It's like that form of martial arts where something's coming at you fast and you're just using its momentum to just throw it over that way. Just be like, boom, it's coming over you, and you're not trying to hit it straight on. You're just using that momentum to just take it and throw it over there. Throw it over there. That's not mine. Boom, boom, boom. No, that's not me. So I hope that knowing that in the moment is an incredibly powerful way to flip your reality in your favor. So when I first read his comment, one of the first things that came to my mind was that scene in the first Matrix movie. And probably, I think, the majority of people have watched that movie, you know. But if you haven't, basically, of course, Keanu Reeves is the main character. And it's near the end of the movie. And basically, his adversaries finally catch him in a moment where he is unguarded, right? So he's like not expecting it. And they catch him, I think, coming out of this apartment and in a hallway. And of course they shoot him like a bunch of times, and he falls to the ground, and it's like, basically it's like, well, that's it, you know, he's dead. But of course, if you know the movie, the reality is the Matrix. It's not real. It's like a kind of a virtual reality, kind of hologram thing that's not the true reality, because he also understands that he, in the true reality, is actually back on his ship. And the woman who loves him there sees what has happened to him, and you know, she is like, no, you're gonna get up. You are gonna get up, and you are gonna live, you know. And so in the non-true reality, the Matrix, just like here, his character does get up after he's been shot multiple times, and all the bullets fall out of him. And when his opponents see what's happening, they're like, they immediately try to shoot him again. And the bullets are coming right then and there out of that gun, fast as can be, towards him. And right before they get to him, he's like, no. And they stop. And then they fall to the ground. And in that moment, he realizes, I am the one with the power. I am the one with control. I am the one who gets to say, I'm the one who gets to choose the outcome. I'm the one who gets to choose what's going to happen here. And when he finally, that clicks in, and he's like, I really do have the power to control my matrix, my virtual reality here. And that's when all of it changes. And this is what we're talking about, right? This is the kind of thing that we're talking about, when in that moment you catch it and you're like, no. I know it's happening. I see that it's going on, but this isn't the way it's going to turn out. Right now, I'm going to say how this is going to turn out. This isn't going to be a problem. This is going to be easy. There's going to be no issues really happening from this. There's going to be no real problems coming out from this. In fact, this is going to make things even better than before. This is what's going to happen, because this is what I'm choosing, and I, as the I am, I get to say, because I am speaking from my true identity. And in your true identity, the whole universe, the whole program goes, now I recognize you. Now I know who you are, because you have stepped into your true identity as that one. And this is all about who you are identifying as. Who do you say you are? Who do you see yourself as? The one who has no control and is just like a pawn in all of this, you know, like a little ship on the ocean with no sail? Or are you the one who gets to choose? Are you the one where the power comes through here? You are. And when you find that out for yourself, and when you take these things, and in that moment you're like, not in my world. That is an incredibly powerful time, because you don't give that scenario a chance to unfold, a chance to take root in your mind, to be, because once you start rolling that snowball down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger, and then it's a lot harder to be like, you know, oh, no, that didn't, you know, a week later, you're like, oh, no, that didn't happen. Well, you've got to roll that big ass snowball back up the hill now, as opposed to that little one that just starts and you grab it in the moment. And you're like, no. So, take your power. Know who you are. Live in the true reality of you, because this is who you are. This is what you can do. That you are the one who gets to choose. And after that, it's not up to you. That's when the larger part of you takes over. You get to choose. You get to say, actually, this is the way things are going to turn out in the end. This is what's going to happen because I am choosing this. And I'm going to not change my mind either. Even no matter what comes up, I'm going to be like, no, it still comes out the way I want it. So I hope that that helps you guys. I look forward to hearing your stories about this, letting me know when you do it and when it works for you. And when you see, oh my God, this is real. That is when your life is going to start to change forever, when you prove these things to yourself of who you really are. So thank you for being with me here once again on Rebuild Reality. You know, as always, it's, you know, I enjoy coming on and us having this thing going on here, because I know that you guys are out there. I know that I don't always hear from everybody and stuff, but always know that I do appreciate all your comments. I do appreciate all your interactions, letting me know that you're there. It's just nice. It's just nice, you know, for people to come together. I think that's a beautiful thing. But in any case, thank you for being with me here on Rebuild Reality. Thank you for, well, if you comment or not, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that 3D stuff. And I look forward, as always, to seeing you here next time on Rebuild Reality.